Flu cases spiking across US and natural tips on how to cure it. Flu activity spiked sharply across the United States this week, federal health officials reported Friday. Deaths from flu-related conditions continued at high levels, and hospitalizations among people over 65 and under the age of 4 are up. So far, 20 children have died from flu, said Lynette Brammer, an epidemiologist for the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. More children have died this year than at the same time last year, said Brammer. This may end up being a bad year for kids, but we just don't know yet. Deaths look high for this year because last year was light. A lot of this is timing. Overall last year, 128 children died from flu-related complications, according to the CDC. Hospitalizations among people in their 50s and 60s are also increasing, and may actually be outpacing those for children, the CDC reported. Health officials noted it's still not too late to get a flu shot. That's particularly important for the most vulnerable, the very young, the elderly, pregnant women and the chronically ill. It would have been better to get vaccinated in October, and you may want to think about that next year, but you can still get vaccinated and see benefit from it, Brammer said. Flu activity is especially severe in the South and some Midwestern states and in the East, particularly in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, according to the CDC. Brammer is still hoping to see flu activity peak later this month, but infections could continue to increase until March. You just don't know, she said. You won't know you've seen a peak until a couple of weeks after it happened, she explained. The dominant flu strain continues to be H3N2, which often signals a severe season that affects the oldest and the youngest the most. H1N1 and B viruses are also circulating, Brammer said. This year's vaccine contains all the circulating viruses, she said. Funny thing, she said, all. Just months before this outbreak or epidemic, there were 100s of cases of the bird flu in both people and birds. Could this be the bird flu or some form of it? At Paranoid Times we plan to show you how to make natural cures for the flu. If you are sick now or you are around sick people, take the steps to keep yourself and others safe. And whatever you do, not take aspirin. It turns out that the 1918 flu epidemic that killed over 100 million may have been caused by extremely high doses of aspirin. During the flu outbreak, megadoses of up to 50,000 milligrams of aspirin were common. Medical anthropologists found that people who were given megadoses of aspirin almost always died from the 1918 flu. Scientists now hypothesize that the aspirin caused their stomachs to bleed, allowing the flu virus to quickly spread into the blood, which in turn killed them within hours. If you come down with the flu and get a bad headache, it is better to take magnesium citrate to move the bowels than to reach for over-the-counter pain and fever reducers. Once the bowels begin moving again, the fever usually begins to drop and the headache begins to ease. Still, even small doses of aspirin may have a large effect on your health. If you're sick now, 1. Take oregano oil. Take 2 capsules of oil of oregano daily to prevent the flu and up to 6 capsules daily once you get the flu, or about 750 mg daily of the primary ingredient, carbachol. 2. Take liposomal glutathione. Take 300 mg of a liposomal glutathione product. 3. Take cod liver oil and butter oil. Take 2 to 4 capsules daily of Blue Ice Royal Butter Oil Fermented Cod Liver Oil Blend, which contains fermented cod liver oil and butter oil, 2 foods abundant in vitamin A, vitamin D3, omega-3 fatty acids, and conjugated linoleic acid. 4. Take beta-glucan. Take 2 to 3, 500 mg capsules, twice a day. Beta-glucan is called the Russian antibiotic. 5. Take vitamin A. Take 1 dropper full of misolide vitamin A daily. 6. Drink marine plasma seawater. Take 2 vials of quintessential 3.3 a liquid hypertonic marine plasma daily, you can easily find other brands. 7. Take a food-sourced vitamin C. Take 2 to 4 tablets of a food-sourced vitamin C, 800 to 1,600 mg. 1,500 mg of food-sourced vitamin C is equivalent to 10,000 mg of ascorbic acid. 8. Cut out the sugar. Eliminate refined sugar and baked goods from your diet at least until the flu season is over. Sugar suppresses your immune system, leaving you vulnerable to the flu. 9. Eat whole grapefruit. Juice a peeled whole organic grapefruit, with the seeds, 2 to 4 times per week, preferably in the morning. 10. Get sunlight. Get 15 to 20 minutes of directly sunlight on as much bare skin as possible, several times per day. This will boost your vitamin D3 levels. 11. Drink green tea. Green tea has been shown to reduce the duration of the flu. 12. Do a facial dip using iodine, several times per day. Do an iodine and salt facial dip. The facial dip. Attacking the flu where it all begins in your nose is critical to protecting yourself from the flu. Here is what you will need to know. To do the facial dip, fill your clean sink up with warm hot water and add a tablespoon of iodine and 2 tablespoons of salt. Sea salt or table salt. Mix the salt and iodine around and insert your face into the water. Open your eyes underwater by blinking several times. Then, draw the water up into the base of your nose by gently inhaling and quickly blow your nose, expelling the water. Repeat several times before draining the sink. If you do not have iodine, you can substitute with 1/4 cup of hydrogen peroxide, 3% solution. In general, iodine facial dips should be done when you have an acute sinus infection, cold, or flu. Hydrogen peroxide facial dips are designed for everyday maintenance. Note: do not mix iodine with hydrogen peroxide. The two solutions neutralize each other. At some point we plan to teach you how to make colloidal silver. It's easy and works very fast. Not just for the flu but a host of other issues. Another huge part of the flu is pain. Out of everything we have tried, we highly recommend kratom. If you take your time with the flu, it will take its time with you. Attack it fast. And as always, stay paranoid, my friends. Kissing on Valentine's Day could spread the flu.